Coffee Club, Coffee Club. Grind your beans and grab your favorite mug. It's Ollie, Morgan, George, and Gus. It's them boys from Coffee Club. Boys from Coffee Club.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Coffee Club podcast for episode 157. The boys, George, Ollie, and myself are joined today by Mr. Manager Tom Wang.
That's me. That's you. Here for inspection.
We're under close supervision today.
Management is in the building.
Corporate review.
We should have actually made that we should have made that one of the topics today. Live performance review. Yeah. That'd be good.
Then, yeah. The write-ups will be in the next episode.
Perfect. We'll make that happen. But today we have a lot of fun stuff to talk about. We're gonna, it's been on the notes for a couple of weeks, but we're gonna finally expose what happened, the truth behind our Instagram getting lost for a couple months. We're going to what's the other topics? We're gonna recap the gala.
Oh yeah, it's a big gala episode.
Obviously.
Yeah. Gala
episode, which was lost just a couple of days ago, and it was big success this year, so we're very excited to recap that. And then once again, we're getting slammed. We have the scoop today. I guess so. This episode should be coming out on Tuesday, 2 days earlier.
15 minutes ago, actually, they just had their press release, and we're live now.
Oh yeah,
this is 11. I think it's 11 a.m. Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
So this is out now, 11:15 a.m. Eastern.
So
on Tuesday,
we're going to be talking about the new announcements for who's getting slammed this week. We don't actually, Tom knows them. The three of us boys don't know them. So we're going to be trying to guess them.
Yeah. A slamazode.
See how we can do.
Slamazode.
But before we get into that, a little preview for New York Marathon. Once again, check the description for the cool stuff that we're doing for that. And then we do have a few beans shout outs. We have actually quite a lot coming in the works. We've been very spoiled lately. I'm going to start us off. Big shout out to Lara from Italy, from Parma, Cinta's good friend who hosted us. She gave us some lovely, lovely beans from a local coffee shop, which I don't have because I already used them all. But she does listen to the podcast. She's an avid runner. Lara, thank you so much for the lovely beans and the love, the support. Yeah.
Thank you, Lara.
Thanks, Lara. George?
Nice. Yeah, I have one very close to my heart from a couple of friends in Sacramento, Jimmy and Miranda, and from Chocolate Fish Coffee Roasters, which is, if anyone of the listeners knows what they have chocolate fish in Australia, like the chocolate covered marshmallow things. I think it's like a reference to like a New Zealand candy, but it's run, I think, by New Zealand, and it has like New Zealand photos all over the walls and everything. I went a few years ago, and they make very good coffee. I had it this morning, and they said I had to read the note, otherwise they'll be really mad, and it's quick. From your biggest fans in Sacramento, California, we especially love George and have been following him very closely since his Secret Hall days. So closely, in fact, that we knew of his secret love of Panda Express and sausage egg McMuffins. I don't know what the fuck to talk about. I don't know.
It's so secret, George didn't even know.
And because we let ourselves often into his Flagstaff home while he was sleeping, get this coffee brewing, George. We know you are going to need energy on November 3rd. Love you, Mir and Jim. This is the wedding I'm going to on New York Marathon Day.
Amazing. 1 week away, pretty much.
Jenna was there for the Bachelorette last weekend, hence the beans being delivered back this way.
Amazing.
So, thank you.
Thank you. Are you able to...
Wait. Are we just going to gloss over the fact that they just mentioned Panda Express and Sausage McMuffin? George told me he's never eaten McDonald's.
He said that so many times.
He said that so many times, and then saying that's his guilty pleasure. It feels like I don't know George, if that's true.
I've never said
that's
I haven't.
Bombshell reveal.
I've never said I haven't eaten McDonald's before.
Wait.
Have you ever eaten McDonald's with us?
He's got the chance to do it right now.
Unlikely.
He's the chance to do it right now.
This changes everything.
I don't know how to feel right now. Panda Express?
Do you feel betrayed, Ollie?
A little bit.
You feel betrayed every time that you've offered fast food to George and he said, no, I don't eat that.
I've lived with George for years. I've known George for years. Every time I've tried to peer pressure him into getting fast food, every time he's just... If you're in the corner in your room at Mount Sherman eating Panda Express or a sausage egg McMuffin, I would actually
I guarantee I have not eaten Panda Express since I moved to Boulder.
Okay. Well, that makes me feel
Flagstaff
didn't say McDonald's,
can't confirm.
Didn't say McDonald's.
He didn't say McDonald's.
I might have had that more recently than Panda Express.
This is a This is fucking
But
outrageous.
I did turn down a McDonald's 2 a.m. situation, but we'll get to that after the gala. With gala talk. There was an opportunity for some McDonald's, but I stayed strong.
That's a damn shame.
Okay.
We're gonna have to
All
get
right,
more into that later.
my shout out is actually also I don't have the bag with me because I destroyed these beans when we were in Portland for the summit. Hunter, Morgan and I went to an event with On and with him in Tennessee. He's an amazing bloke, and he gave 2 bars of chocolate. I ate 1 bar. I've given 1 bar to George, which doesn't excuse my behavior of eating 1 bar by myself. And then I finished the beans that he gave me, which were beautiful. Thank you so much for those. They went very quickly in the new machine. So, cheers, Hunter.
Amazing. Thanks for all the beans. Thanks for the love. So, Instagram.
Oh, in New York. Good segue into New York.
Which New York?
Just a quick New York marathon.
I already did that.
You did that?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking about the Grand Slam thing.
Fair enough.
Check the description.
Yeah, check the description for any information on our upcoming event at
And
the
the
New York
Instagram.
Marathon.
Good
And
segue
Instagram.
into the Instagram.
So, if you guys follow us on Instagram, you would have maybe 1 week, a couple months ago, looked up the Coffee Club Pod and been like, wait, where is that account gone? It's not showing up anymore. And then you might have seen a different secondary account, Coffee Club. What was that one called?
Coffee Club dot
Coffee
pod.
Club .pod.
Yeah. Show up and be like, wait, what's going on here?
That was Kroger brand. Coffee Club.
Kroger Coffee Club.
I do like that. I feel like the logo for that was like our logo, but did look slightly
Another
worse.
It was a screenshot of like if you open Spotify.
Yeah.
and listen to the podcast. It was a screenshot of the logo.
It looked like a
I
fan.
didn't
It
even
looked
get the
like a
logo.
fan account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was perfect. But we haven't really addressed it on the podcast. Maybe we've had a couple little quips here and there, but we haven't actually said what happened because it was an ongoing investigation.
Yeah.
So we didn't want
We
to.
couldn't speak on it.
We weren't allowed to. Our lawyers said to
The
keep
big wigs
quiet.
were.
yeah.
But now that we have our Instagram back as of about a week ago, which big shout out to Brendan Elliott.
Yes. He's Mark Zuckerberg's right-hand man.
Yeah.
He was able to convince him to give us the account back.
He convinced Mark.
Mark, yeah.
We,
It
we
was,
went we went right to the top.
Yeah, straight to the top.
That makes
Well, I
sense.
mean,
that makes sense.
He convinced the Zuck.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Should we start from the beginning? It started
Why
with
did it?
the-
Why did it get banned?
It started with It started with a couple weeks before we did the big merch drop. I was like gearing up for what I wanted to be like a really big like social media buildup. So
Which it was.
it was, yes. I don't know. Do you guys want to talk about the actual video or? So we did a whole thing where Grant's girl. Well, we didn't do it. This was a higher power Grant's girl doing this to us. But the premise of the actual like the merch kind of like release launch video was we were teasing episode 0, like we were gonna release it, and what actually had happened was Grant's girl, who's like an interdimensional,
Demon.
multiversal, from Eugene, Oregon, was kind of like went back in time to episode 0, the unreleased, very recorded podcast, to try to stop you guys. The whole idea was that you guys keep qualifying for the Olympics in every timeline. And so I was, I don't know what all these crazy ideas were coming to me. And one of them I had seen, like someone actually getting hacked and, whatchamacallit. Yeah. It was like, I remember, I think I sent you a voice note or text, like, what if
we pretend the
just
Instagram
yeah,
account got hacked?
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
that's what we did.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, we did a little fake hacking thing. Tom put it all together. A lot of people did fall for it immediately. I think all the 3 of us got
Actually,
personal messages from people saying, "Hey, I don't know if you know this, but your account just got hacked." We
Our
all-
fans were too loyal.
Yeah, no.
They were standing up for
I
us.
felt bad.
I-
I felt like I was lying to these people.
I did delete Tom's post because I thought it was a hack.
Yeah. I didn't even tell you guys, which maybe I should.
And then Tom texted me, he's like, "Did you delete those posts?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Oh, that's actually that's for the advertisement for the merch."
Yeah.
And I said, "What?"
Has Haven't you heard of marketing?
Have you heard of like
Yeah.
selling?
So
Haven't you heard of selling out?
The actual posts were just like, we have a financial opportunity for you. DM
It looked
us
exactly
money
like a hacking
moves.
one.
Yes, but nothing. There's no links. There's no actual like. If you DM'd us money moves, nothing would actually happen.
How many money moves DMs did we
a
get?
lot, and mostly like ironic ones. But
Like people knew. Some people knew.
they either knew or they just thought it was funny, even if it was happening.
True.
But the real downside was that I think a lot of people actually reported the account for getting hacked. So
See, they were too loyal. They were
yeah,
they were
looking
standing
out
up for the pod.
and then that was kind of like releasing, and then the next post was like a phone call in the dark from Grant's girl, like, and we weren't picking up. And then you'll see in the actual final cut of it, the Instagram account's back up now, but it'll say Coffee Club episode 0. There's a little like a mention of the hack, or like it pops up on the screen. So then actually we got shadow banned first. And so for a week I was like, we're in, like, we lost some like privileges or whatever. I think they maybe
Like
took
not
away.
showing up on search and stuff.
Yeah. And then I appealed that, and then the appeal actually took the account down. So when I appealed it and was explaining, like, there's no link, there's nothing, it went to some sort of like administrator that was like, no,
Nope.
this is financial fraud.
Yeah.
So they took it down. Fortunately, I had a friend, Brendan, who I also just want to shout out for a 50-minute PB at Chicago Marathon a couple weeks ago.
Huge.
Hell yeah.
Absolute legend. They have like, this is not an uncommon thing at Instagram, which is kind of a travesty. There's like actual small businesses that rely on Instagram and get shut
That
down.
are trying to do fake marketing,
Yeah.
fake hacked marketing schemes like everyone does.
And,
So he's just been working night and day for months, is that what you're telling us?
actually,
To get us back?
Yeah, I was messaging him
80-hour weeks
multiple
just
times a
on...
week. Yeah. There's an appeal process within for employees, and so he was just every week I was getting an update, like no emails, or that it had been getting passed around, and then eventually 10 weeks later we got the account back, and he said, he showed me the response, and it was like they actually said that they there's a, if you watch the YouTube version of this, there's a lot more visuals that you're missing out on the audio version of this podcast. That it was totally their fault. We did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
They took the blame for it, but
Yeah.
just 10 week. I just got a 10-week vacation.
Do you think we can sue them?
I think so.
I think we should.
Zuck did tell me that we could, sort it out later.
Yeah. On your personal one-on-one.
Well, we might get a free subscription to the metaverse,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
We'll be the first running podcast in the metaverse.
which means we can finally, attack Grant's girl if she does come back to harm us in any way.
Well, yeah, that is the long and the short of it. We got banned, and then luckily we had some connects. Because it is kind of brutal. Once we first initially got properly banned, I appealed it, and then that appeal almost instantly got like rejected, and then there's just like there's nothing you can do. Like that, like from as the user trying to do that, the Instagram, it just tells you like we've revealed your appeal and it got denied. That's it.
It's even scarier. They just put up a screen that says like everything will be permanently deleted.
Yeah, they say try back up your things if you want to save them like within 90 days
I
or
did that,
whatever.
but
Yeah.
it doesn't include the posts.
Yeah. So it was real scary, but luckily Tom had this connect inside.
You
this
live
line.
by me, die by me.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was all
Culture.
worth it. I think it was all worth it, and we made it. All is well that ends well. We're here on the other side. We have our Instagram back, and it actually, for me, was really significant. It made me really appreciate what we do have. I recommend if you guys haven't done this recently. Yesterday, I was scrolling back through our Instagram as a bit of a just to see all the
Just
memories.
a trip down memory lane.
It's amazing. Like if you go down and I give full credit to, I mean, we did it initially, but then mostly it's all been Tom and just amazing work from our graphic designer, Jack. If you scroll down our Instagram, the amount of unique, amazing posts and reels and just all the big moments that the three of us have had in the last 2 years that are really well captured and shared there, it's like, wow, this is cool. So it really made me appreciate that.
Yeah. Find a running podcast that does that.
Yep. So Yeah, we made it to the other side, and we can all now laugh about it. Now it's a funny
Yeah,
joke.
and
Tom still has
you're
his
gonna see a
job, which
much
is
more
good.
conservative Instagram account from us going forward.
We're still shadow banned for a few weeks right now. Like, I think we still don't appear on everything.
Actually, it would be this week, so I'll check.
Okay, so maybe
We
we're
may
not.
be out of
We'll
the
see.
woods.
We'll see.
completely.
So we're just in a low growth phase.
Yeah, we're just chilling. It was sad that it happened during the Olympics. Our account was not existing.
Yeah, that's true.
It was not the
That
best
was
timing
a
for
dark
us,
week. Yeah, for me. It was
but whatever. But that's why the secondary account existed, because all our Olympic stuff from that time did get posted to that. So, and now we have a backup account if anything does happen again.
It's like I always say, Tom. Doesn't matter if the glass is half empty or half full, because I'm having another beer. We got another account. We were able to post other stuff, and yeah, drink to that, boys. Nice.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So if you're watching the YouTube version of this, you might have noticed that there was some action happening in the bottom right corner of the screen.
I can take my glasses off now because I've done it.
you
How many calories did
should
you
we
just
get
put
serious?
down?
Let's get serious for a second. How was that?
I'm probably going to be constipated in the next 2 hours, but it was good. I think it was a couple of episodes ago, only a couple episodes ago, I did try the McRib. So I thought with the chicken Big Mac, or the Morgan McChicken Big Mac that is currently out,
The Chicken Boy Mac.
Chicken Boy Mac with McDonald's, I thought I'd bring it on.
Collab
I did a chicken Big Mac and then a regular Big Mac, just as a
side by side.
when you do an experiment, you have,
Control.
and then you have,
Independent variable.
there you go.
What was your p-value?
My p-value was the fries. Although the fries kind of, I got salt in my nose.
Well, yeah, was that part of the test and the drink?
Yeah, because
No, he always does that with fries, so he has to keep it all other variables the same.
Morgan knows
Constant.
this. Yeah.
Is that why you had to get a giant Dr. Pepper? Is that Dr. Pepper?
No, that Dr Pepper's is purely because I had to. You have to kind of when you smell coffee beans when you're tasting something, just to cleanse the palate.
Palate cleanser.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Dr
yeah.
Pepper is my cleansing palate.
That's your default flavor.
But the
What was your hypothesis before starting? What were you expecting?
I was expecting, is this going to just be the hot and spicy without the spicy chicken sandwich doubled up? Or is it actually going to be a chicken Big Mac? Or is it going to be something else? So,
That's less of a hypothesis, more of a series
well,
of
my
questions.
hypothesis is it going to be a Big Mac?
Well,
No, let's just continue.
No, is it going to be a Big Mac? Because the Big Mac
what did you think?
is iconic. What I think?
What did you think before and after?
Before I was very excited. I went and I grabbed it and I brought it downstairs. And then when I ate it, I felt like I ate it quite quickly. It felt like it was pretty tasty. It was like pretty much it just felt like it was a chicken sandwich that had Big Mac sauce on it.
Did they pair well? Did the chicken and the sauce?
Honestly, yeah, it was fine, but that sauce is kind of universal. You could put that sauce in a fillet of fish, which I would never eat a fillet of fish because yuck.
All I can think about is that this is our first time having any official correspondence with like the Grand Slam PR team, and they're just going to be sitting here. They're like, when is the Grand Slam part going to happen?
Well, we're gonna get to it, but there's more important topics.
It's a classic like YouTuber tactic to just you got to put the best thing at the end.
You put the best thing at the end, or you just
They're gonna sit
the
through
best things at the
rest
front.
of this.
Was the regular Big Mac better? Sure, it must have been.
I honestly think it is better because I do like pickles with burgers and stuff, but I feel like pickles and like beef go really well. Pickles and chicken can go well, but something about the pickles on this one with the sauce, with the cheese and the chicken, it was still good. Would I order it again with my usual order for McDonald's, which is actually, I haven't really ordered McDonald's much anymore. We can talk about what I ordered after the gala, which was
We
embarrassing.
will.
But yeah, I would pick the Big Mac over the chicken Big Mac. I think it's a fun little addition. But if you want to try it, go and try it.
But you don't think it's not going to last?
No, I think the McRib is iconic for a reason.
I remember you not giving the McRib a good review though.
Yeah, but it's iconic for a reason because it's so different. Whereas this is like, you could order something very similar to this. You know what I mean? Like, this is not like a very, very crazy, outrageous thing to
It's
order.
It's not special.
Is it like just like 2 McChickens stacked on top of each other?
That's what I was worried about. That was like my hypothesis was: is it going to be that, or is it going to be something like a Big Mac that's like new, like a new Big Mac? It wasn't. It was just 2 McChickens put on top of each other. So, at the end of the day, I give it 3.5 thumbs up
3.5 out of 10.
out of 5.
Oh,
I'm still pretty generous. I gave
That
the
is
McRib
generous.
two thumbs up out of 5.
So this is better than a McRib.
Yeah, McRib
Okay.
was okay. It's. I mean, Geordie. I think that smell put off Geordie from ever trying anything at McDonald's.
Well,
again,
in the-
except for
in the basement-
sausage McMuffin.
in the basement studio, not good.
sauce.
Yeah,
That did not belong down here.
nah, Geordie wasn't happy about that. But no, it was good. It was good, but it wasn't. I think it was better than the McRib. But I'm still waiting for McDonald's to bring out something exciting. The Grimace Shake, though, if I did a review of that here, that's 5 thumbs up.
That can be dangerous.
Almost 7 thumbs up.
Is that
Depending-
Is that
depending
Christmas
on-
thing? Is that
No.
the green one?
No, that's the Shamrock Shake.
Was that? Oh,
Purple.
Geordie, get your
yeah. I don't know what we're
facts
talking about.
right. Anyway, that's
He's
my
never been.
review.
He's never been.
Thanks for watching, and now I'm back at the podcast
Okay.
with my wisdom and knowledge of fast food etiquette.
Thank you for that, Ollie. Speaking of McDonald's, gala talk. So we previewed it the last couple weeks. Oh, just last week. The gala went down this past Saturday for the team, and it was a special gala because rather than being a full party hosted at our place, it was more of a pre-game type vibe with a smaller crew, teammates, friends, and family, which we have a pretty big team these days, so that's actually still a lot of people. And obviously Tom was here and a couple of other special ones. But we
Intimate.
it was an
Intimate
intimate little crew, and we had a great. The plan was to have a pregame at Ollie's apartment, which is then walking distance from the bars on Pearl Street in Boulder, and we were going to head to Press Play after. And that's exactly what we did. My initial takeaway is that, well, like definitely the morning after, I was like, wow, that was the best gala we've ever had. that was
That's
my
high praise.
That was my initial takeaway. I don't know. How were you guys feeling?
Me and
after
Ollie
it?
had similar takes when we reconvened the following day. I said top 2 galas.
The first one has a very, very special
Yeah.
place in my heart. I don't think I can rank the first one higher than this one purely because I think for this one I definitely had the most fun, but I also felt that like more or less like we could really celebrate as a team for this one. That felt really fun. Thank you to Tom and Avery for helping set up and grab stuff, and then thanks to my girlfriend Megan and Jackson for also cleaning up everything after the event, which honestly wasn't even that bad. I mean, like our team's super respectful and nice, and there was no crazy coincidence or upper decker in my toilet, the next morning, which I was, hopefully expecting, but
Sorry.
there's always
time.
next year. There's always next year. But yeah, I was concerned that because we always hyped it up, right? We always like, we're gonna have a big party. It's gonna be this. This one was a very different situation where we're gonna have pre-drinks and then we're gonna go somewhere else. And the game thing as well, you always worry about like, are people going to participate? Are people going to be interested, or is it just going to like, just kind of dissipate and people just start mingling again? And you can't really organize anything. We had 2 games. We had Beer Kart, which is one of Yard's favorite things to play when you drink, and we had the trivia, which I think went really well.
We need to ban tweez from Barrier Kart.
Yes, so there's a cheating.
They're
thing
not.
with
They're
the
not
tweez.
carbonated. That's
Yeah.
just not.
Well, we should talk about the carbonation thing with Mario, because Mario Garcia Romo really
Sure.
embarrassed himself. And I love Mario, but we need to call him out for this one. Anyway, so like everyone turned up. It was Halloween costume themed. Knowing me, and you guys know me, I went, let's go to get some fucking Halloween decorations. I got way too much. I got this thing that was massive. It
It
almost
was epic.
filled
It
my
was not
apartment.
too much.
But
It
the
was, like,
exciting thing
perfect.
was, I think we had the projector, we had all the lights, we had all the props and everything. We did the Jello shots. They were orange, Halloween themed. And I think when people came in, they really enjoyed that. And then there's the upstairs area, like Meg designed it with some of her Halloween stuff, and then there's a little balcony. So it was nice for the group of people we had. I think we were about 30 people. And the first game we played, we did teams, and everyone named their teams, which was quite funny. One team was called Team.
That was our team.
That was our team.
Yeah.
Literally the 3 of us.
And then
Yeah,
there was
I agree. That was a great
there was
team.
team Compost,
I like that name.
which was Jackson Bartlett. He like literally I walked over, it's like, what's your team name? And Maya was like, I don't know. And then he's like, Team Compost. And I was like, okay, that makes no sense, but
Like
Team Compost.
composting, like
Well, maybe because you and Mig
organic
were
material.
rubbish and recycling. So
Oh.
Yeah, but I
What?
wasn't on that team. I was on Team
I know,
Landscaping.
but maybe that was
Maybe
like
that's what was going through his head. But I was a trash can, and Meg was recycling. The costumes also were amazing. Shout out to Yard and Tom Wang, Frozone.
Wait, we gotta quickly costumes.
costume
So it was a
awards.
Halloween, costume party.
that
Wh-
actually
what
was
was
one
our
of the
fa-
reasons why it was one of the best galas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did like the
Because
costume.
everyone went hard.
Yeah.
Everyone went hard as well. There's no one who was clear like you have to come dressed up, and everyone put a really good amount of effort into it. One of the funniest parts, as Ollie just mentioned, was that Yared had revealed to us like 2 days before that he was going as Frozen,
Which was a big mistake to reveal it.
Yared is the best. He's got the perfect body. He's so good
It's on
as
the screen
Frozen.
right now.
Yeah, it
It's-
makes sense.
It's amazing. And then we were like, initially this, I don't think we can take credit for this because this is initially coming from Dylan. Dylan was the first one that wanted to do this, but then he didn't go through with it. But then I was in spirit with Tom and there was one Frozen costume left. I'm like, Tom, come on. Like, you got to do it. It's going to be so funny if you go as
I was
Frozen as
shy.
well.
I was worried about. I wasn't worried about being Frozone. I was worried about what Dylan would think for taking the last Frozone.
But at last, he sent it. He came as
Yeah,
Frozen. And then what was Yared's response when?
yeah. I don't know.
You got there
Guess-
first, so then
yeah.
Yard walked in like half an hour later.
Yeah, you were there for it, right?
Yeah.
He was like, "That is not okay.
Yeah.
That is not okay. I'm gonna kill you. That's not okay."
He was
Take
like,
that off now.
I knew I shouldn't have told anyone. Which
He got so upset. And all the funny thing is, his costume was really good. And Tom, yours one was definitely
had
on the
the-
cheaper side
the
of the
Kroger.
Frozone costume range, I would say.
it was a big mistake telling everyone what he was coming as. That
Well, that's his own fault.
Yeah, he'll
Yeah, put it on him.
he'll learn from that, and I'm sure he won't make that mistake again.
It's his own
No,
fault.
but he ultimately loved it.
yeah,
he
yeah,
was
yeah.
having fun.
He was just, we're just joshing.
The best part was when we were walking from your
Yes.
house to press play. We were all in like groups like scattered across Pearl Street, so people would see people walking in costume like that's Frozone, and then like every single group saw a second Frozone.
They were
That's
like,
another Frozone.
they came up to us like, do you guys know there's another Frozen up there? Yeah, we do. They loved it.
Other costume highlights.
Avery.
Avery is the banana from
So
Fortnite.
Avery was Peely from
Joe.
Fortnite, and we just have to. He was a great Peely at our pregame, but then once he was Peely out in Boulder, he entered another dimension. I don't know if you guys witnessed. It was amazing. Everyone was loving him so much. Like literally on the walk to the bar, he was getting pictures with so many people. The people were just loving Peely, and then on the dance floor,
Oh,
he
he's
was
a celebrity.
crushing it. He was the most beloved. Like, it was amazing to watch.
I thought
him
he just
thrive.
looked like bananas in pajamas.
Yeah, it was just. I mean, who
Without the
doesn't love
pajamas.
who doesn't love a good banana?
Yeah, who doesn't love a good banana? Honestly.
It was
He
so
crushed
funny
it.
to me because it was a dance floor full of like Olympians, and Yard was in full incognito Frozone, so no one could recognize him. But Peely the banana was the absolute center of attention the
Crushed
entire
it.
night. Yeah,
The best thing about that was there was someone who was telling us like, hey, like your friend is out here, and this was a runner. He came up and he was like talking to me about running, and he was talking about Yared, and he was like, yeah, like your friend Frozen, I think he's outside, like you might want to go like help him out. But he didn't realize it was Yared. It was just, and this was an actual runner that was talking to me. He didn't recognize him, so the costume
He would have
worked.
been
Awareness
pissed about that. He'd
The
be like,
costume
shit,
worked.
I could have met Yard.
Yeah.
I could have met Yard as Frozone. Like, imagine having that photo.
Dream come true.
Imagine having that photo.
I think Morg was one of my favorites.
I think
Mine was weird.
Morgan Sinter coming in. I did when I heard about, because Morgan needed to borrow something for his costume, even though Gus kind of got way too excited. But we'll get to Gus in a bit. But Morgan's costume, I did think, which obviously was probably the plan, that Morgan was going to be dressed up as one of the guys from
We
when
were
I heard the
challenges.
costume. One of the guys from the challenges, and then Sinter was going to be Zendaya. But it was a flip.
was
Morgan
flipped.
rocked up with a dress, very tight.
It was a women's small.
Tight.
It was a women's small.
Tight black dress with a nice wig and a coffee club visor. Shouting out coffee club as well. But Morgan's costume, everybody, particularly Jackson, loved Morgan's
liked
costume
those
because
legs.
he really liked those words. He really fit that costume well.
Yeah.
So, and then Cinta was also cracking everyone up with her wig
Santa was
and
art,
Stanford outfit.
and so Kai was Patrick, and so Kai gave all his standard stuff to Cinta to wear, and she also had a wig with the backwards cap, but she looked like a cool frat dude essentially.
Yeah, pretty much. Frat dude from Stanford.
Stanford. And then Kai was a good Patrick. I mean, you can't. Patrick is a more subtle.
Yeah.
Kai's Patrick is a more subtle
It was
costume.
basically just a t-shirt.
And
But-
facial hair.
But he did it really well. If you've seen the movie, and because he was kind of playing Patrick in the movie, always has this kind of, it's not creepy, but he has this smirk all the time, like he just banged your wife, which is what happens. He always has that, and Kai had that smirk down pretty good. Like every time there was a picture, he would bring it out.
If you had the three of you together, it made you could see. Oh, I could see it. But if Kai was just on his own in the party, people are like, "What is this guy dressed up as?" No, people were trying to figure it out.
Yeah,
if
when
you
we-
weren't with Morgan
when we
and
couldn't
Cinta.
hold our tennis rackets because Gus was going a bit crazy, it did take away a bit, I think,
Yeah.
from the recognizability.
which
of it,
unfortunately,
but
Gus
it was okay. It was great.
Gus was dressed up
We
as a
had fun.
spider again. Spider 2.0 didn't rip off the arms this time, but he went at any party for some reason. I took him for a walk. He gets overstimulated. He sees all these balls. He sees all these props, and
It's a lot of
he
people.
broke people's wands. He broke.
Was that your gun,
Gun.
Oh
George?
yeah, he ate one of my pistols, but I put it back together. It's okay. It's functional again.
Yeah.
So Gus, way too excited. But yeah, the costumes were amazing. I thought everyone did such an amazing job. Joe and Sage. Joe was dressed up as Fortnite as well. The fish guy.
Yeah, I don't know his name.
I
or
can't
her
remember his
name.
name either.
Their name.
And then she was Sage was the forest. the
Bush. Yeah.
bush
Bushwalker.
person.
Bushwalker.
She definitely didn't know what she was dressed as.
I would have loved to see all three of them in town with that, with the reaction Peely got with
The 3
people
Fortnite.
lost their minds.
Mm.
Yeah,
It
that
was
would have hit.
fantastic. I thought it was great. It was good to see everyone in the
Yeah,
costumes.
George was a cowboy, which is just, I think, I think George just wants to be a cowboy, so
That kind of was the theme I was going for.
got to live out a fantasy.
I'd always wanted to wear a bolo tie, actually. That was fun.
Yeah. Probably
good.
most hyper realistic costume.
The costume you could definitely reuse for other times.
Yeah,
I just start dressing like that.
why not? Same with Mario, actually. George and Mario were fighting because Mario came as Peaky Blinders, which he got to wear like a three-piece
Dylan.
suit.
He
And
also
Dylan.
Mario wishes he was a Peaky Blinder.
Yeah, so he was.
That's just
really
living out a
enjoying it.
fantasy
He
of
was
his.
enjoying that.
And he was probably the only one role playing. Well, I guess Kai, but Mario was role playing.
The whole night, if you want to talk to Mario, he had something to say that was
He was in
Peaky
character.
Blinders-esque.
Why don't we
You wanted
figure it
to,
out in the corner? or
yeah,
whatever?
yeah.
I don't even know. I don't watch it.
He wasn't doing the accent though.
No, he was. He was.
Oh, he was.
It's just you couldn't tell.
But yeah, sorry, that was costumes, and then the games were expertly.
Yeah, so we came up with the idea of doing two games because Press Play is also like an arcade bar, so if people wanted to play games, pool, or anything like that. Obviously, you don't want to be too gamed out, but the idea was to play Bureau Kart, which I think is a very, very fun game. However, things did happen during Bureau Kart that we had to address. Tom and I definitely weren't on real teams. We were kind of delegating
The officials.
the teams, but Bureau Kart, pretty much we had 4 people, and you do 4 races, and they have one drink that's unopened, and they start the race, they can open the beer, they can't drink and drive, but they must finish their drink before the race ends, and they have to try and beat the other competitors in the race. So people nominated 4 people, well, their best drivers,
Each
but one of
team,
them,
yeah.
one of them had to be a girl, a lady, just to even it out, because a lot of guys probably play Mario Kart, but we wanted to make sure that, there was equal representation in some ways, because I think most of the teams were heavily male.
There was more guys at the party than women.
So we tried to separate it. We tried to separate couples as well, so no collusion. Anyway, so we had that happen, and the very first round, Mario wins by a lot, and everyone's cheering. But me and Tom made sure we did a drink check. So the drink check is you check that they've actually sculled their drink, otherwise they'll get penalized. And we picked up
for review.
Yeah, we picked up Mario's drink. It was a non-alcoholic beer as
Which
well.
he didn't even know.
He didn't even know.
Yeah,
It
it was
was
non-alcoholic.
He thought it had alcohol in it.
He was
It was a
claiming
non-alcoholic
after,
beer,
yeah,
'cause
he
we
was
had-
arguing against it.
we
He
had
was
the
a
non
little upset.
we had the non-alcoholic beer option for people who didn't want to drink. And he drank it thinking it was alcohol, but there was like a good chunk of that beer left. And I made everyone gather around the sink. Everyone was watching, and I said, "Okay, we need this is a democracy. Let's just check it." And I pour the beer out, and you just hear Yared go, "Kill him! Kill him!" Went bananas.
It was kind of a long
It
pour.
was a long pour. So me and
Everyone
Tom
was
put on a
outraged.
review, and Dylan and Mario kept coming back to me saying, "Oh, if you can scull a beer like in front of everyone, like after the game, like, can we get our points back? Because we deducted 5 points, I think.
Which was actually pretty light because that only takes you down to third place.
Yeah, it took him down. Yeah,
It was not a big penalty.
He would have been even to who got second to them.
No, yeah, he was like
It was
they
our
were
team.
still tied for first after that.
Yeah.
penalty.
Yeah, so it's actually not that bad.
We took-
He got off pretty light.
You got it pretty light because we didn't want to, like,
No,
To be honest,
'cause
though,
we
a
didn't-
non-alcoholic IPA is much harder to drink than a fucking Twisted Twee,
So this is the other thing.
which we should.
A lot
They
of
need
the-
to be banned.
A lot of the people were doing Twisted Teas because I literally the next morning I'm
'Cause they
looking
taste
around.
good.
No, because they're not carbonated. They may
No,
as well
but-
just drink a glass of water.
The next morning I'm walking around and Meg just goes, "Man, your team loves Twisted Teas because there's just Twisted Teas everywhere, all over my kitchen." I'm like, okay, yep.
I'll say
Everyone was
this,
using them for
anybody-
Bureau Cup.
Anybody could have picked any drink though. So it was,
We
you
did
had-
say that
even
rule.
you
playing
had-
field.
Yeah.
You had the
We,
choice.
we had the choice there because we didn't want it to limit people because we wanted people to participate and we didn't want to limit them by what they drank. So most people do the Twisted Teas, which next time we will enforce a bubbly rule where there has to be sparkly.
You just have to put them
100%.
through the
And it could be a
soda
spin.
stream.
It could be a hard spindrift or like a yeah. You can put the twee through it. So to speak.
Carbonate your own
Yeah.
teas.
But we had that go down. It was very fun, and what I thought made it a successful gala was everyone was people were still mingling and chatting, but everyone was watching the action happen. I think everyone was still very involved in the Bureau Cup, which was great. And then Tom and I set up the trivia, which was 10 Halloween questions because the Halloween pre-drink gala theme party for Coffee Club, and then 10 questions about the team. So and I think that went really well.
It went well. There's a couple of contentious
There was
questions.
a couple
or
of
answers.
questions that were contended. The first question, the Warlock question, I know that was under a lot of contention. Tom Wang wrote that question. Just
I didn't. I
Tom,
got. I
Tom.
okay. I didn't write a single.
You got to vet these.
question.
You got to vet these questions. The question for anyone listening at home was, "What is the name of a male? What is the name of a male
Practice
witch?
witchcraft.
Oh, a male that practiced. Was how
Yeah.
it was worded?
Yes.
So
That's
a lot
how
of
it was
people,
worded.
just put wizard or mage,
I mean,
but it was
you can
apparently
get into,
warlock.
You know what the definition of witchcraft is versus magic. Like wizards do practice magic, but is witchcraft a different form of magic from? You
Tom,
you
witchcraft
lost
is
me.
dark-
You lost me.
Witchcraft is like dark magic.
Tom's been
Yes,
playing a lot of World of Warcraft. So if you can imagine,
It's two different classes. There's warlock and then there's mages.
there you go.
Is there actually?
Yeah.
Should have known that.
This question was way too deep.
One of the other questions that got a lot of contention was what is Dathan Listenhein's quote, which we marked it together because people would put good God, and then people put good God, man. But we didn't separate it.
The Josette one was
The Josette one was the
But
JoJo.
The good God man was the best because just standing in front with like the laptop, hearing all the teams brainstorm, I heard like a wave of good God man, like from like
Everyone was doing a Ritz impression around the group.
Like I was hearing them
Yeah.
pop up.
Yeah. But overall, trivia was amazing, and apparently the points got added up at the end, and there was a reward for the team that won the
Yes.
overall. But it didn't really feel like it.
It wasn't
We
a
all
reward.
won.
It was more.
Or
Alright.
punishment.
Well, the funniest thing about that was we went double points for the first round of trivia, triple points to try and cover the amount of points they scored in Bureau Kart, which ended up
Whoever won Bureau Kart still won though.
they only just because they didn't do that great at trivia.
Well, the trivia
They
was
only
pretty
just won.
level actually.
Yeah,
That's
it was-
why. It was like
The
very-
trivia was too level
Yeah.
to make
Well,
a
we
big
did
enough
really well in
difference.
the trivia because we cheated on a few of them, and it didn't matter.
I knew there was gonna be cheating anyway, so
That was how shit.
we didn't
the
mean to
winning-
cheat.
the winning team, which was Manscapers, and Cinta was very excited about this because Cinta really wanted to make sure she could deliver her reward. I had a skull that was in the freezer that was full of this tequila, like really like nice tequila, but it was tequila nonetheless. And if the winning team got to choose somebody to take that sip from the skull because it's Halloween themed, so they did that. Everyone was a good sport. They did it, and then all of a sudden, Yared grabs it, swigs it, passes it on to somebody else. Somebody else swigs it. So everybody's just going for the
Everyone took
skull.
a- took a
Everybody
sip.
did the punishment. So
Everyone took a sip.
there's no tequila left by the time we left. Everyone drank it. It was gone.
One thing that we didn't
bottle.
talk about that was really significant is that Yared got beaten as well.
Yared did get
In
beaten.
Bureau
In
Kart.
Bureau Kart. Yep.
That got the loudest cheer of the night.
Yep.
Actually.
Everyone took a shot after Yared.
And
Oh,
it was
yeah.
on
We did
Rainbow Road.
We did the Jello
His
shot.
specialty.
Yeah, because with the last team, the last people that raced were probably the best Mario Kart racers. It was Avery, it was Yared, and
Was Dylan?
Dylan
Tyson.
and Tyson.
Yeah.
So those four.
Except for Kai.
Except for Kai, who was
Kai
the
didn't get to play.
designated drink there for
Kai
two
didn't.
people in it.
Kai's probably the second best Mario Kart
Yeah.
player on the team,
Yeah,
and
he
he
is.
didn't get chosen by his team to drive.
which is insane. He did drink for Alicia though, because Alicia wasn't drinking,
As well as Joe.
and he drank for Alicia while she.
No,
she-
and Joe.
Oh, he drank for Joe as well.
Back to back.
Yeah, very impressive. Well,
Great.
Joe had a workout in the morning. That's why he was.
Joe should have had to do an NA. I don't know why we get.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why we let him get away with that.
Also,
too.
wait, Alicia too. Alicia should have done an NA as well.
Oh well.
All right, next time we'll put
I
those in the
guess,
rules.
I guess
but-
they'll just go down as cheats forever.
Yep, they will. But overall, I thought it was very successful. Pre-drinks thing. I was very happy that everyone had a good time. It felt like people really enjoyed it, and then
Just good energy from everyone,
Yeah.
especially all the young people that joined the team and other new members.
Yeah.
Who I don't even know if all our new members are official, but we've kind of mentioned some of them by names. But I won't say their names right now, just to make sure we don't get in trouble. But they all brought amazing energy.
managing the energy.
Such a good success that Ollie successfully got kicked out of press play.
Well,
You did?
Did that actually
What's it-
happen?
yes, I did.
That
get kicked
I
out
only
of press
found out about this today.
play. I did get kicked out of
Wait,
press
is that
play.
why you were sitting outside?
Ollie was trying to let that
No, I'm not
slide.
letting it slide. You guys just haven't spoken to me about the night, and then I told you when you came over to help clean up.
It was news to me.
Yeah, because I didn't tell. It was literally when we wanted to tell. I texted everyone. I was like, "Oh yeah, you got kicked out." Yeah. Well, look.
What for?
So what happened was,
Were there like
Midnight.
bouncers in the bathroom?
so yeah, I got kicked out. But they got me a bowl of water. So
Very nice of them.
Nice.
That's the most respectful kick out I've ever heard.
Yeah, that sounds.
Yeah.
Sounds like they politely asked.
Politely asked you to leave.
yeah, that's pretty much what
Sounds
happened.
like you
yeah.
had a reasonable discussion about it. And then
I should leave. I should leave. And then I was outside, and I was just a trash can that was just drinking water, very, very drunk. And then my girlfriend comes as a recycling can, and we're walking down the street, and everyone loved our costumes so much. But I was making all these trash jokes that I feel like trash, and I am trash because I got kicked out, because I'm a trash can. So it was great. But yes, I did get kicked out of press play. Apparently I am the first person from the OAC and from Meg's friend group to get kicked out of press play, so I'll take that title. Apparently it's pretty hard to get kicked out of press play, and I got kicked out.
Hell
But
yeah. Well, great way to end the night, huh?
yeah. Also, Yara didn't Yara also throw up?
Really could have. It's
Or
probably like
you- Yeah.
I was comfy.
that part out.
I spent like at least half the time of press play playing pool.
You were very serious about that because I came over to stir him up, and then Jordy's like, literally, fuck off. I'm like, oh, this is
Literally.
business.
I don't
It is
know.
business right now.
I'm a big games guy. I don't know if I like drinking that much, but I do love playing games, either while I'm drinking or instead of drinking.
Did you get some wins?
Yeah, where you crush
Well,
it.
me and so I've talked about playing pool before, which I learned at Thanksgiving last year. Not pool, but how to play pool at a bar, like putting quarters down, which is very intimidating, but it helps like if you're a little buzzed. And it was busy. Like press play was freaking popping, so pool tables were a hot commodity. And there were these two girls freaking running this table when we got there, looking very intimidating. And I put a quarter down and spent some time picking a teammate. And I eventually went with Dylan, who I feel like is reasonably athletic. And I think was a solid pick. It was him or like, and I think Kai said he was not going to be any good. And so did Mario, I think. I don't really trust him.
Well, Peaky Blinders, they don't play pool much.
Well, Dylan was a Peaky Blinder too, and I still had to.
That is true.
I still went with Dylan, and I'm a decent pool player, and we were throwing down on these girls. We were up by like three
you were
balls.
throwing down on these
Dude.
girls.
Yeah, we were
That's because I saw them play and
we were dominating.
they were good.
We were going on a run, and we get somehow. I don't sink the black on my turn, so I have to wait a couple. Dylan has they still have 3 balls on the table, and we're on the black, and me and Dylan are lining up for a while, getting this set up, picking between 2 pockets so as not to sink the white. We pick the one that seems the less risky. Dylan sinks the black, and we just watch as the white rolls into the corner pocket,
Fuck.
and we're still recovering from that loss. So
The worst way to lose.
yeah, it was tough. It was really tough. Eventually, we got back on the table like an hour later, maybe more, after some recovery on the dance floor.
Did you
But it was
make
a
up
lot
for
of
it? Did you make up for it?
Yeah, but the girls had left by then, so we didn't get any redemption.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, that was cool.
So Dylan blew it for us.
Yeah, it was Dylan's fault. See, maybe
Come on, Dylan.
I told you, picky blinders. Don't pick them next time. Just
Yeah.
there might be a trash can walking around that's actually not a bad pool player. That maybe could have not had that one last drink and maybe just needed to play
Could
some
have
pool.
altered the timeline.
It could have altered the timeline. Yeah.
True. Next year. Well, yeah. So that was our Gartler.
It was a lot of fun. Maybe it was top
Next year we
gala.
should just do it in the gym.
Why not?
We keep moving it from different places. We should just go straight to the gym and just drink there.
I think there was like a magic to the fact that it was so focused on like it was more internal than external. Like it wasn't like let's entertain all these guests from other teams and
Yeah, I think that has
Well,
really
it was more like,
diminishing
let's
return trying
let the
to
team have fun.
host a party for a lot of other people that aren't as close to us that maybe don't really care about it as much. Having it the small group with just us actually going to hang out, which is, I mean, that's literally a once a year occurrence as
it
is.
was 30 people. That's still a lot of people.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And then there was still technically like a public component to it.
Just no one
was.
came.
You know, there's an open invite.
Yeah. How many people do you think came from that? I
Too.
think- Two?
Like
Between
my,
0 and
my-
5.
My friend Andrew,
Yeah.
yeah, he came.
Nice.
So at least one.
We'll take it. So that's the Gala 2024 fourth Gala. That's
Fourth annual.
That really ages us. But yeah, another Gala done and dusted and a very successful one. I think we're on the up. And yeah, it's a great way to start the year because then today we had our first practice of the year and everyone's just, feeling good. Had some fun times a couple nights ago. Good vibes. So big success. Well done.
People
Well done.
say even Ritz was there. He was in costume, but no one knew what costume he was. But they say he was there.
He was there.
So
I believe that.
we don't know what he was or if he was there, but he was there apparently
He was there.
in costume.
Amazing. So our final topic for today is this big reveal for the Grand Slam list, which Mr. Tom Wing has all the knowledge here. So I think the way that we're going to do it is we're going to go through and for the people that they're adding or they've just added today, we're going to do our best job to guess who they are in the distance events at least.
We're guessing who's getting slammed.
Who's getting slammed today?
Yes.
So I have it on my
It's a
phone.
no-brainer.
I have the
Yeah.
list. The
Amazing.
coffee club slam. Could you imagine?
We host that one.
Coffee Club gets slammed.
Love
That's going to be the
getting
headline
slammed.
when we sign that contract.
Yeah. Coffee Club gets slammed.
I love
First three-way deal.
Amazing.
Uh,
Well, Tom, thank you so much for coming on
Yeah.
and facilitating that amazing game with us. I mean, it's always awesome when Tom is in town and he gets to join us on the podcast because he's doing so much of the work behind the scenes. So for you all to get to see his beautiful face and to hear his lovely voice, I think is just an amazing thing. So, Tom, thank you very much for joining us today. Is there anything else that we need to cover in this episode? I feel like we've done a pretty good job. No?
I think we just give ourselves a pat on the back.
Yeah.
Enjoy the long week.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, will be a slightly longer break between episodes right now, but we got a lot of other exciting stuff coming up, so look forward to that. But yeah, that's episode 157 of the Coffee Club podcast. Thank you so much, everyone, for once again joining us, and we look forward to seeing you all again next week. Bye-bye. Nice. That was a good episode.